And I have seen, and I think that that's the the response from India, when India responded to those special rapporteurs reported, like India responded to UN High Commissioner's report. So that is what UN can do, UN human rights mechanisms can do. We have to continue to do that. In last summers, we could see the UN Human Rights Committee, also where India was made accountable for most of things. And they were asked many questions. That's what the UN Human Rights system could do at that time. Because they don't have yet any enforcing agency that lies with the Security Council. And we have seen that where the Security Council is this time and how they behave and how they do. And if I recall, Amnesty International was perhaps the first human rights organization which documented the human rights violations of Kashmir. We should not forget these things, that people argue, they do it, despite they don't have their presence in Kashmir. India doesn't allow them to be in Kashmir, but they continue to report it. It was Amnesty International which said Public Safety Act is a lawless law, which forced the all international organization, even the UN, to ask India time and again to repeal this law. It was the Amnesty International again which wrote a report on Armed Forces Special Power Act, and then it came to know how draconian this law is, and then it was in 4 of the UPRs which were held in UN Human Rights Council. India has been asked time and again to repeal this law as it overrides the right to life. This word was written by late Christoph Henner, the special report from extrajudicial institutions. So they work on this. I remember that Margaret Secretary Christoph Henner told us that we have now these our reports. Go everywhere, spread this to the world, and tell to the world what the human rights these special rapporteurs have said about India. So that is what they could do, and they continue to do. In years, I would say, from 2005, this 5th August 2019 till date, 25 special communications have been sent to the government of India by these different special rapporteurs, even one special communication by 12 special rapporteurs in collaboration with Shangla. Communication to the government of India. That's what they do. There are the people who know the diplomacy and all these things. And the UN doesn't have its own biting teeth. I always say they write to the kids of others and they will provide those kids there is a real fault. Then there's another is that when we come to the governments around the globe, sometimes they speak, but that has no meaning at all, because they fail every time to make India accountable. As is really, as Dr. Kasser said, that human rights and morality can exist anywhere. This time it's all the game of the interests. So they play with those interests and they do respect. Now, having said that, yes, there are many things which we can do at international level, at local level, and where we have failed. I always say people do not agree with me on that. We have failed to utilize our diaspora to the maximum. I always say people disagree with me on it every time, but I always say that we have failed to utilize our diaspora, and we have used them only for political purposes. We are used only for political purposes, not for the national causes. And they have failed to reach out to the local civil societies input from the diaspora, and also what we need from the global civil society will work for Kashmir. They will provide us some space around the globe. And that front we have failed. We need to think on it. Not just have people who can assemble some people who are there and really go there I myself do the same thing when I go and some people and I address them, these are Pakistanis or Kashmiri, or to the awareness around the globe, to the local global society, where from which to get the people to speak for Kashmir, the people who can write for Kashmir, those to be from the international civil society, not those only which come from Kashmir or from Pakistan. So on that front, we have failed to utilize that huge diaspora which is around the globe, and we have only catered to have protests on some symbolic days. We will do those protests, we will do everything. They secretly lack of capacity or capability is there in which our Foreign Office and other stakeholders like India's Studies Center and Institute of Federal Studies or ISSI and others who have the resources who can do that, they need to do that, and so that the capability and capacity of our diaspora is enhanced so that they will reach those points where from we can get any hearing. Where from we can get, like Palestine, the people in West could come out for the Kashmir cause. It's not because the Palestine is something different. We are the same people. And even our younger generation in diaspora, they run the campaigns for Palestinians instead for Kashmir, because we have not reached them that way. We have the people on those at Harem of Affairs in our foreign, in our diaspora also, who belong to the old generation, who do connect with the younger generation, who do connect with the younger scholars. People have started listening to us. And Pakistan should full use of this space in this where our diplomats, people who are who do humans for Pakistan one way or the other way, they should utilize this space, because listening is my experience also during this period of time. I could see even the UN special efforts, even the diplomats who come to you, they will discuss to you what has happened, how has it happened, and what Kashmir. In that way, we convey them that to see anything in Kashmir, and Kashmir, when it comes to Kashmir, any small thing happening in Kashmir could lead to a nuclear catastrophe. Even before that, we have seen what has happened in from May 7th to May 11th, May 10th in the Union of Kashmir and India and Pakistan. So these are certain things where from we can create an urgency in international civil society, we can create an urgency in think tanks. And now it's not for us, when people have themselves, the international thinkers have themselves written on when this was happening between India and Pakistan, because of the non-resolution of the Kashmir dispute. If Kashmir dispute is resolved, their candidates, and thanks to Trump's case again, said, I'm going to negotiate, and he has done a great job in it, I will say, for President Trump. Whether he will do anything or not, but he has made Modi a very funny thing, because he always talks about it and Modi always negates it, and Modi's pride has come to ground because of Trump's all these things. When he said, again, I have stopped the war between India and Pakistan, war between India and Pakistan. So I think there is time that we should utilize these things, we should document things. It's not only, we should continue to document things, we should continue to check and recheck things when we document anything. We don't need to do any propaganda. I always say we have ample truth with us. Be on human rights side or be on legal side. We dig that. So don't be influenced by the Indian propaganda as you were, as the younger generation, as you were before May 10th, influenced by the Indian fake propaganda. That has now gone. Now we should think positive, and dig deep into the Kashmir issue. See the real essence of Kashmir, its legal, its political, as well as its human rights aspect. Thank you very much.